All right, guys, welcome to our November monthly meeting. This is available and open to anyone in my downline. Just a time for us to come together, talk about some things that are going on, really just a time to check in with each other. I cannot believe it's November. Like, I keep questioning myself when I say that because in the past, we only do meetings through November. We're going to continue to do meetings this year through December. But we only have one more meeting for the year. That's insane as a group. But some announcements to get us started. First thing is that World Tour is now virtual. There is no in-person world tours, which, depending on who you talk to, is a good thing or a bad thing. Um, Huge opportunity for everyone to be able to attend now. Okay, so the event is going to be free. It's going to be January 31st, and they haven't opened registration yet, but they are going to. And everyone is welcome. Like I said, it's a free event, so really there's no excuse not to go. Um, it won't be the same as in person. I'll say that up front. I'm all about in-person events, and it won't be the same, but it does give everyone an opportunity to come. So, if you signed up, your incentive points will be taken away, or they have already been taken away. But when you re-register, you're going to get double the incentive points. Okay, so that's going to be a huge bonus because those are extra points that were not factored into your original plan. Even if you were planning on going to World Tour, you're getting extra points for going on virtual. Um, with the virtual, it does give you the opportunity to, and Katrina just said it in the comments, do a watch party. I'm not saying you have to go out and throw a whole Scentsy party. I'm saying invite a friend to come over and watch with you. Have a guest come over. Get some teamies that are local to you and get together, whether it be one or five. Use it as an opportunity to still get together with people and have excitement. We don't have all the details of exactly what we're going to be able to purchase as far as kits and products, but we do know it's still an opportunity to get together. The last time we had to do a virtual event was COVID. And honestly, we still got together in our maximum amount of groups that we could. So take that as an advantage to get together with your teamies locally, even if they're not within Simply Grace and Grip. Put some feelers out there to see if people want to do it, okay? Yes, Lauren, I'm so glad you're going there. Um, Releases today. Fantasia, Olaf, Harry Potter. Guys, I was talking today about who was I talking to? I don't even remember. The amount of things that Scentsy has to offer right now is insane. Like some people argue it's too much. And the fact that we have releases every single Monday, we have something new to look forward to every single month on top of our catalog, on top of our other LTOs that we have, our collections, our collaborations. We have so many holiday special collections. There is literally not a shortage of things to share. Okay. Um, but those were the releases today. Last time I checked, everything's still in stock. The Harry Potter deals are awesome for people who are gift giving this holiday season. So make sure you're running your reports for that, your product history reports for anything Olaf, really anything Disney, and anything Harry Potter, and then reaching out to those people one-on-one, whether it be through text message or email. That's why that report is there. And every single release, we should be thinking, who can I reach out to about this one-on-one? Okay, because that's going to take your customer service to the next level. That's going to give you an opportunity to reach out to people and talk to people about your business, which we should be doing every day. Yes, the mystery sticker bundles are also available for consultants. So we had the mystery product, well, it's not product, mystery business supplies kits. Those sold out. I'm sure these will sell out too. Um, our next leaders roundtable will be November 24th. So make sure that if you are a lead consultant or above, you put that on your calendar. And then our next monthly meeting will be December 8th. Okay, so that will be our next monthly meeting to all come together. I did want to mention, and I know y'all saw me posting, and you saw Lauren and Jennifer posting as well about the retreat that we did this past weekend. Me and a few other SSDs. Sorry, Duke is just on another one today, so who knows what he's going to do on this while I'm on here. we put together a leaders retreat for people who wanting to grow their business. Um, and it was just proof of why you get together with people, okay? The only people that I knew before going were Lauren, Jennifer, and then the three other SSDs. And we had 30 people there. So we got to open up our business and our ideas and motivation to whatever math that is, 20 some plus more people, what they were doing in their business, what was working, what wasn't, what they want out of it, what their struggles were, knowing that we weren't alone and how we were feeling, all of those things, doing that in person really takes it to another level. And it reminds me of why I'm here and why I'm doing this. Um, so anytime you can do an in-person event, please, please, please take the advantage to do that. So tonight we're going to talk about momentum makers, okay? Um, Identifying uh, is what creates movement in your business and what slows it down so your team can shift and you can shift into a consistent forward motion. Because when you don't have that momentum in your business, everything stops, right? Even just the smallest piece of momentum can be the game changer in your business. So the definition of momentum is what happens when small, consistent actions start working for you instead of you chasing them every day. So if every day you're looking for something to do or you're like a chicken with your head cut off, that's part of organization too. But we want to have those small, consistent actions that are adding up. So it's the difference between pushing a boulder uphill and then riding it downhill, right? That's the difference between the two. So I want you to ask yourself, and if you are have a pen and paper, feel free to write these down. If you want to watch the replay and do it then, that's fine too. But I want you to ask yourself, what does momentum feel like in your business? Okay. And when was the last time you felt it? When did you feel like you were on a good momentum in your business? And when you felt that, if you have ever felt that, which I hope everyone has felt the momentum in their business, whether it be the first day you started, the first week you started, maybe it's here recently, you feel rejuvenated and you have a new take on your business, but what were you doing at that time that you felt that momentum? Okay, because we want to change the mindset of I should work my business to I want to work my business, okay? And that's not going to be all the time. You're not going to always want to work your business, but we want to have that momentum in our business that is it makes it exciting and makes it something that we want to do, okay? So let's talk about what creates momentum in our business. Um, Momentum makers. Y'all can put some in the chat. I have a list of a few of them. You can unmute and share if you want to. But what creates momentum in your business? Wait, I'll open the chat since I told you how to use the chat. What creates momentum in your business? What makes you feel like things are moving along? Okay, getting uncomfortable. I have on here consistent communication with your customers. So something that is just that small little step of doing that, doing those conversations, daily posting is a momentum maker. Consistent orders coming in. Yep. Following up, having those conversations, booking parties, even when your calendar may be full, right? When you always have a calendar, when you always have a party to look forward to, that's building momentum, making you want to work your business. Showing your face. So doing the lives, the reels, the stories, showing your face in your business. Um, Most of the time you're going to get a positive reaction out of that. People are going to be watching you. They're going to be interacting with you. They're going to be asking you questions. They're going to give you that spark. Having qualifying parties. Yes, love that one. I have on here setting small, realistic goals and meeting them. So whatever that looks like in your business. Having that team connection and accountability. So like what I just talked about, having the momentum in your business of connecting with other people that are doing this with you. And then the only other thing I have on here is investing in your personal growth. So learning, listening, stretching yourself, and that kind of goes along with the getting uncomfortable. Now, on the opposite of that, we want to talk about momentum breakers. So things that stop your momentum in your business. What are some momentum breakers? No. Yes, I love that. Katrina said, I try to listen to or attend a training every day, like a Spark session or recording. Yep, I love that. Podcasts are really good for that. If they're the shorter they are, the better. That's a good thing to go hand in hand with our SSD Sunrise series. All of those are less than 4 minutes. So, what are some momentum breakers? Maybe some things you don't even realize, but ghosting your own business for a few days or a few weeks, right? When you stop that momentum yourself by not doing anything. My kids, yes, your schedule, when you get too busy with life, not doing something daily. What about waiting for waiting for motivation to hit before just going and doing and taking action? Comparing yourself to others, or maybe what's going right in your business, comparing that to other people on what they're doing in their business. All of those are momentum breakers. Overthinking what you're doing, overthinking content, overthinking wanting things to be perfect, getting stuck in the busy tasks that don't necessarily move the needle. So, making graphics, organizing your stock, making samples without follow ups. I feel like there's a lot more momentum breakers. Negativity or burnout, feeling that burnout, mindless scrolling. That's a big one. That's a big one for me. I've had to put um, the limit on my apps. And once I hit it, I'm done with that app for the day. So the mindless scrolling. And then the biggest one I think here recently, yeah, TikTok is a bad news bears. Falling behind, right? So once you feel like you're behind in your business, you may think, oh, well, I'm already behind. I'm so far behind, it doesn't matter anymore. I'm not going to do anything because I'm so far behind it. There's no use trying to catch up. So with some of those things that we listed, and I can share these on the team page, I really want you to have that self-reflection to ask yourself which of these you find yourself doing the most. So for instance, I said definitely the mindless scrolling. Um, Definitely get stuck in the busy tasks sometimes, right? The things that aren't necessarily good for my business. And then what you could replace that momentum breaker with. Okay. So, how to rebuild or maintain that momentum is they call it the power of three rules. So 3 messages, 3 posts, 3 follow-ups daily. It kind of goes hand in hand too with there was a trend there for a while on TikTok, and it talked about people wanting to grow their page, but before they scrolled, they had to upload some content. So they either had to make a video, a live, something from their drafts. And I tried to do that, and I was like, I don't have enough content to do that every time I open this app. And it really made me realize that I was getting on their mindless scrolling. Um, Even having like a momentum Monday. So maybe you're starting the week with an intentional plan to get those power of three done, 3 messages, 3 posts, 3 follow-ups daily. Oh, sorry. Yes. The power of three rule is 3 messages. So that's one-on-one direct messages, 3 posts. So that could be 3 posts in your VIP. That could be one on your VIP, one on your personal, and one in your stories. It could be one on a community page, but at least 3, and then 3 follow-ups daily. And that sounds so simple, but if you were to think, okay, if I was to do those 3 things 3 times a day, 5 days a week, how much difference that would make in your business? It would be insane. It would be insane. Um, yes, the admission ticket. Yeah, and that's kind of the same thing with even going into your office. Like before I clean up this disaster, which part of that is my mind, right? Like if it's a mess right here, and if I don't clean it up, I won't be able to get anything done. But flipping that around to say I've got to send my customer email before I start organizing these wax bars, right? Because the customer email is income producing. It's connecting with my customers. It's talking to them. They don't care about my wax bars over here, right? Um, okay, I mean, we can talk about that in a little bit. But making sure that you have that, uh, doing those, I always call them income producing thing, but not the busy task. Another way to rebuild or maintain that momentum is a reactivation list. So that is just messaging. This is an example, messaging 5 old customers who haven't ordered in 3 months. And this is something I used to do all the time in the business, which I haven't done in a while, is once a month I would go through and I would get a list of all of my customers who had not ordered in the last 3 months and connected with them. Whether that be a follow-up, whether that be commenting on their posts, whether that just be messaging them saying, hope you had a good Halloween. Are you ready for Thanksgiving? Something to reconnect with them. And I haven't done that in forever. So that's something that I can do. Okay. And then an accountability buddy. Check in with others. We do have our daily tasks. Sorry, our daily hustle chat. If you're not in there and you want to be, you can just message me and let me know. It is pinned to the top of Simply Grace and Grit. That group is for people who are working their business daily and want more out of their business and a higher paycheck and all that. Okay. Um, Sidebar. So if you want to be in that, that is pinned to the top of the page, or you can message me, but that keeps us accountable, right? Everyone in there should be sharing every day what they're doing to work. Momentum loves movement. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to start, right? So those small little steps. Okay. So the root of the momentum. Okay. I'm going to read the chat in a little bit, or I'm going to squirrel. The root of our momentum is your why. And this is something that we have and will continue to talk about a lot in our business because we are business owners and we don't have a boss telling us to go to work or ask us where we were if we don't show up. We have to remember why we're doing this. And we talked about this weekend. And again, I've been doing this 8 years and it was still a great reminder to 8 years later, look at my why when I started and look at it, what it is now and how much it's changed and how much it hasn't changed, to be honest with you. But your why is the engine. So if you think of momentum like a car, okay, your actions are the wheels. Let me make sure I get this right. Your actions are the wheels, but your why is the engine. You can have brand new tires. You can have a full tank of gas. You can have a nice paved road ahead. You can have all the road snacks you need. But if the engine itself is not running, and if your why isn't clear to you, you're not going to be going anywhere. Okay. Your why is the engine. So, some more self-reflection that I want y'all to do. And maybe you have done this recently, and that's great. I want you to share. But I want you to think, what's your why right now? Why are we on this meeting at whatever time it is at home? Why am I on this meeting at 7 o'clock right now while my son's at his pet band? Why am I choosing to be here in this moment and continue to work this business even when it's not necessarily easy? Okay. Why are you building this business today and not just when you started? And I think it's also important to compare those and see what things have changed. Okay. Um, why you started, why you're here, and why you want to keep going. Okay. Because that's going to be the engine to your little putt-putt car that's going to keep you going when that momentum is not. Okay. So here's an example. So when your why is clear as to why you want to do this, your choices become clear. When your choices are clear, your actions are going to get easier. And when your actions are easier, you're going to build that momentum on its own. That engine is going to start on its own, it's going to run on its own, and it's not going to turn off until you continue to do those momentum breakers over and over again. So, does anyone want to share their why, their current why right now? I would love to hear from you.
I put mine in the chat, but I just said
Okay.
because I feel like my business always has space to grow. It can never not grow anymore. It never stops. It all depends on the work that I'm putting into it for it to grow.
Okay, love that. Why did you choose to join?
Of course, when I first started, it was to earn a little bit of extra income. But Honestly, I chose to join because I love Scentsy, not knowing that it would bring me so much more than what it has. So I'm still trying to figure out my exact why I've joined because now looking back at it, I did not think that I would be where I am now. So that's kind of something that I'm digging into right now as we're doing this.
Yeah. So you joined to make a little bit extra money. This is just using Abby as an example. Thank you for sharing and speaking up. She joined to make a little bit extra money. She knew she already loved the products, but she fell in love with her business. That's what it sounds like to me. She's fallen in love with the what her business could be. She has seen what it has done for herself. She has seen what it has done for other people, and she is going to keep going. She's still here because she knows that she can build it bigger and get even more out of it than she already has. That's what I'm going to take from that. I don't know. I don't want to speak from you, but for you. But and that's similar. That's similar to mine too. I started for a couple hundred, I can never say that. Couple hundred extra bucks a month. And then in 2019, I was going to choose whether to go to work full time or try and do this full time to bring more income to my family. And honestly, my why now is pretty much what Katrina said in the comments. I didn't come this far just to come this far. I have seen what this business can do for people. I have seen what it has given me and my family. And I know that there's so much more potential out there for not only me and my family, but for my boys and for people that I'm doing this with. Heather said, life is rough, the economy is rough, and I want to stop living paycheck to paycheck. A lot of people do. A lot of people want to stop living paycheck to paycheck. A lot of people are looking for that extra income. A lot of people don't even know what Scentsy is, right? So those are more whys of that want and that will to not work paycheck to paycheck. It's the financial freedom. Insert I cannot talk today. Income disclosure statement. But that freedom of not having to live paycheck to paycheck. It's a good feeling, right? When you have that feeling of not having to check your bank account, right? That's enough to get me out of bed in the morning. That's enough for me to show up on nights I don't want to show up, right? Does anybody else want to share what your why is now?
I'm sorry, I just want to say one more thing
Yeah,
too.
don't be sorry.
I think it's really neat, and there's not many people other than me and Shaylin I know that are close to age that do this. But I think it's really cool to be able to bring other younger people or people around my age into something like this too, because it gives you the opportunity to figure out what you want to do. Little did I know that I was going to fall in love with selling rather than estimating or anything like that. Something odd. So I think it's a really good opportunity too for people my age as a way of earning income if they are a full-time student like me and cannot work a full-time job. So that's kind of part of my why too, is because I'm a full-time student and would I love to not have to work a full-time job right now and do school all at the same time and do this? Absolutely. So that's kind of part of what my why is, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. And the fact that something like this can literally be for anybody, any age, any stage of life. Yeah, for sure. Flexibility, Lauren said. Yes, that's a huge one, whether it be finances or just with time, right? So again, when your why is clear, your choices become clear. When your why is clear of why you're doing this, you have a clear choice on whether you want to go to work today or not. That's when your business becomes a non-negotiable. And it's not, will I work today? It's what am I going to work on today, right? When your choices are clear, your actions get easier. So again, I don't want to sit in my office all day and work on flyers and graphics and organizing stock or cleaning or whatever it may be, right? I want to get in and I want to book some parties, and that's kind of my gauge. If I'm not getting orders every single day in my business, I'm changing what I'm doing. Usually if I didn't get an order that day, it's because I didn't share enough, I didn't reach out to anyone, I didn't do follow-ups, or I didn't do what I was supposed to do, to be completely honest. And when I say what I'm supposed to do, that's my daily checklist that I do. Okay. But when your actions get easier, that's when you build momentum. And then you know once that ball keep starts rolling, it's going to be harder to stop that ball than it is to get it started. So, for example, if your why is financial freedom, then messaging 5 people a day, that's going to be a step closer, right, to that financial freedom. If your why is community or belonging to something, then showing up in the team chat or on these team meetings or on the team page, that's building that community. You can't really be a part of community if you don't ever show up. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. If your why is flexibility for your kids, then you're staying consistent. You're going to set that timer and you're going to protect that lifestyle. Okay. Because you're the only one who can say, this is taking too much time away from my kids. I can't call you and say, hey, you're working too much. You need to go spend time with your family. That's something you have to do for yourself. If you're not spending enough time with your family while you're doing this business, the only person that you can blame is you. And I'm sorry, but that's how I feel. Every time you move, even just a little, you're proving to your why that it matters. When you're showing up for yourself every day, you're telling yourself, I matter, my why matters, and my business matters. Okay. And if you need to write those things down and put it on your mirror or put it on your computer or put it on your coffee maker in the morning, then do it. And I know that sounds crazy because I used to think it was crazy, but it makes a difference. It really does. So, if you haven't already written down your why, I want you to do that. What drives me now? Why am I here? What do I want in this business to give me or my family? That's part of your why too. Maybe it hasn't happened of one of your what you want out of this business. Or maybe it has, but not to the full potential that you've seen it for others and that you want that too. And I'm not saying compare yourself. I'm saying use that as evidence of success in our business and use it to know that you can do that too. Okay. And then I want you to use those 3 things. If you want to obviously switch it up to make it your own, you can. But the power of 3 is the 3 messages, 3 posts, and 3 follow-ups. Doing that daily for at least 5 days a week, 7 if you really want to, that's going to make a huge difference in your business, okay? So, when you feel stuck, it doesn't mean you failed. It means you've lost your sight of your why. The quickest way to get moving again isn't to do more. It's to remember why you started and to start on those tasks, okay? Momentum isn't about speed, it's about direction. Even slow movement counts if it's movement towards your why, okay? So your challenge is simple. Your challenge is simple. It's that power of 3. Message 3 people, 3 posts. And here's an extra challenge on top of that. Show your face. Show yourself making your coffee or changing your wax. Some of y'all are really, really good at this, and some of y'all, your page hasn't seen your face in a long time. Long, long, long time. And then the 3 follow-ups. 3 follow-ups with customers. That could be people who haven't ordered in a while. That could be thank you for your order. Y'all, Scentsy is sending us a bajillion emails these days between people ordering, people's delivery going out, people's things being delivered. Like there's so many notifications that you're getting. There's really no reason to, if you're not following up, you're trying not to follow up. That's what I'm trying to say. Get uncomfortable, like Abby said. Lauren says, I like doing videos for my VIP page. I love that. And honestly, I've gotten into the mindset, especially what I've been trying to grow my TikTok, is anything I do with a Scentsy, anything, product, training. I set up a fragrance flower yesterday. I looked a hot, blessed mess. I just prop my phone up and record myself doing that, and I save it for later. Anything I'm doing in my office, I record it because everything is content. And I got a new customer today off TikTok. So I'm making sure that I'm following the rules that I set for myself because I want people to know that it's not just wax and warmers. It's candles, it's flowers, it's freedom, it's trips to the mountains, it's the ability to meet people from all over. It's more than whatever box we're putting ourselves into. Um, it's more than that. Okay. Yeah, Abby says she would be glad to do a training on social media creation for videos and things like that. That would be very helpful for a lot of people. Michelle, our girl Michelle, she goes live all the time. She's always going live and showing things. Watch your teammates, watch what they're doing. Get some ideas from them. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording.